Hi, welcome to Have Yarn Creations. I'm Erin, and it is October the 20th, 2021, and I'm glad to be here. I'm sorry I didn't post something last week. I was really busy. We had some crazy stuff going on. I have some things to share with you that I've been working on, one of which I will post a video at the end, some pictures of a project that I was working on. And Lakin, if you're watching, do not watch until tomorrow, maybe, because it's supposed to be delivered today. Okay, so getting down to brass tacks. I have to think for a second. So, because it's getting colder and I'm working on some things, and basically I'm doing some hats, doing something small, because I just finished doing a huge project. And so I wanted to work on something small. So I made my son a hat. And this is a very special yarn, and I wish I could find the tag for it. I think it's Loom is the name of it. And it is, it's kind of expensive. It's almost like t-shirt yarn because it's tubular and kind of like chain spun. Tubular and thing. It's 100% acrylic. It is super soft. Oh my gosh, it is like a cloud. Which is why I got it for my son. And I like it's. I know it's fluorescent orange. I did that on purpose because he's got a very bright personality. He's my son that's disabled. He's nonverbal. I don't want people to notice him and see him. So this was something that I was working on a pattern, and I just did it. So I worked from the top down. And this is, I've got what I call mini popcorns. They are a popcorn stitch, but instead of doing 5 double crochets to make the popcorn, I used 4 half double crochets and then single crochets in between. And the way I worked it, if you can see here, is I did 4, and then the next row I started with the 4th one. And instead of doing a row of, normally you would do like a row of single crochet and then do your popcorns in the next one. But I just did popcorns in the next one. I didn't divide it by a single crochet. And so then I did 4 more, but I did them slightly off. And so it slowly goes down the hat in the round. So, and of course I did each round so you can see the seam there. You can see it. I was disappointed in the fact that you could see it, and I wondered what it would look like if I could do more than one set of rows. So I'm still building on this one, on the pattern on this one. It took 1.5 of these donuts, and they was a little expensive, but he's worth it. So then I got a skein of Karen Skinny Cakes, and this one is called Rainbow. And Rainbow is, it's a light 3-way, or a DK, I think it is in the UK. It uses a size 6, or G in the 4mm size hook, same in knitting needles. It is 100% acrylic, and it has 795 yards, or it's 250 grams, 8.8 ounces. You get a lot of yardage in the Skinny Cakes, so because it is a thinner yarn. I still have a ball. I don't know if you can see. You probably can. It's behind my drink. It's about the size of a baseball, maybe a little bigger, left, probably enough to do a half of a hat, because I make really extended brims on my hats, and I have 3 hats. The first one that I did, I worked from the top down. No, wait a minute. That one I did from the top down. So I worked it from the bottom up, and I did an extended brim. This is all of my brims like this are single crochet in the back loops only. So as you turn it, you get that that stretch in that rim. And then I worked again, I did it, but I did 4 of the, I guess you'd say, series or repeats of the mini popcorns. I did 4 of them, and then the next row I did 4 again. So, and this time they go up, and you can see, because I think there ends up, between sets of popcorns, there was like 13 single crochets. So you do a popcorn, single crochet, popcorn, single crochet, popcorn, single crochet, popcorn, and then there was 13 stitches, single crochets, and then you start again. But I was doing it in the round, and I didn't chain up for the next row. I just kept going. So it's actually goes round and round and round. And then as I started getting up in the top, I started doing, I didn't reduce the popcorns, I just took away the single crochets, and then I did take away some of the popcorns in the final top. So it kind of got a little popcorn here in the very top. And then, so that was that one. And my other son has claimed it already. So that's his. He's disappointed that I'm doing the video because he wants to wear it to school. So then I wanted to see what it was like alternating doing, adding some ridges on this. And all of these hats that I'm showing you right here, that one and this one and one more, I got out of that Skinny Cake. So, it was well worth the price. I paid, they were buy one, get one 50% off. So they're normally almost $10. They're $9.99 at Michael's. And so I got this one for 50% off because I was buying other Karen cakes. So I think they're still on sale. But anyway, so this one I did, and I used this one, I did a star stitch in between. So this is actually a crab stitch doing the front loops, and then in the back loops I started doing the star stitch, and then so this is where I did a crab stitch on the front loop, and then that's the back. So anyway, and then up here is all half double crochets as I did the reduce to go to the top. And I kind of like this one, but I'm not too sure. So I did a third one using the star stitch. I really liked the star stitch. But this one, instead of doing the ridges, I did my half double crochet mini popcorns. And I did 3 rows of the star stitch in between. So it went star stitch, popcorn, star stitch, popcorn, star stitch, popcorn, and then half double crochets to close. And you can see how with the 3 different hats, how you can see that it's called rainbow. Okay, so I am current whips. Okay, wait a minute. I'm going to show you what I did for my friend that's in the mail. Okay, so that particular pattern is called Lion Brand, and it is the Tree of Life Afghan. It is an expert level Afghan pattern, and it's very difficult to follow unless, actually I used Bonnie Bay, her video on that. I will try to put a link into it for that. She did a series of them. She got a permission from Lion Brand to do that. When I've done it before, I think I've shown pictures of one that I did before. And this time though, I put 2 panels on the sides that were done in popcorn, that gave the name and the date of the wedding for my friend. And so her she's my friend as well as her parents, and her parents were actually in my husband and I's wedding 32 years ago. He was the best man and she was my bridesmaid. So we've been friends for a very long time, and I wanted to make a special gift for her and for their daughter, who's, you know, our friend, and to commemorate her fabulous wedding that's happening that we won't be able to be to because it's in Tennessee. So there's that. Now, of my current whips, I have 2 that I'm working on, and this one is for my husband. And again, I'm doing that star stitch, and if I can look and see, this is, yeah. So I'm doing the star stitch, and this one I'm doing it as a strip, and this is a hat. What I'm going to do is I'm going to double it up. I'm going to stitch this together and make this, gather this up so that it's the hat. When it gets all completed, you can see it'll be the hat. Anyway, so, but it's double thick. My husband's got a shaved head, so it's kind of cold. So this is, I've got, it's the star stitch, and 2 rows of single crochet, and they're back loop only, so you get the good stretch of the hat. And so this, and it's about 70, I think, no, 30, yeah, about 70 stitches long. It's an even number. And the yarn that I'm using is Sea Isle cotton, and it is by Plymouth Yarn, and that is, it's actually from Bristol, Pennsylvania, but it's, I guess it's the Plymouth, and the yarn is made in Peru. But it is 50% organic Pima cotton and 50% fine merino wool, and they suggest knitting needles is a size 7. However, I'm using a size 5 crochet hook, and it's working up really nice because this is a really thin yarn. And you get approximately 329 yards. So it does say hand wash and lay flat to dry. And I will have no problem doing that. And as you can see, I am working on that with my new yarn bowl that says, "I will always love you," as in the sheep. Last current project, I don't like having more than one, but I have to start working on this because, again, it's getting cold. And I have a son who's disabled, as you, if you've been watching, you probably know, and he's wheelchair bound. So one of the things we struggle with is putting him in his coat in the cold. Also, when you ride in a car seat, like he has to do, he's 80 pounds, he has a specialized car seat that was created for him. But when you wear a coat, you're not supposed to because you can slip in it. So, in car seats, you're not supposed to wear coats. Problem. It's cold in Massachusetts. You can't very well go out without a coat. Secondly, he's in a wheelchair. So, if he wears a nice, thick, long coat, like you do here, that comes down past your, well, it comes down part on your legs here, then you sit on it. And that's a problem. Lastly, putting a coat on him is like trying to put a coat on an infant. He doesn't help you, he fights you. So to do that, you put one arm in, you lean him forward, you put the coat back around, and then you try to fit that other arm in. And it can be a little bit of a struggle. So I have a solution, I think. We're going to try it. I'm coming up with a design to make him a Snuggie. I don't know if you remember the Snuggie commercials. And please forget about my trash back there. It's not trash, it's just junk. But the Snuggie, it was a blanket with arms that you could sit on the couch and cover up with the blanket and still be able to use your arms. So I'm thinking maybe that's what I need to do. So it would cover him from the front. He also doesn't like things going over his head. So this is going to have arms in the blanket. I'm going to line it with polar fleece on the inside so it'll keep him warm. And I'm going to make a collar on it that'll come around behind his head and around a button here so that it keeps his neck warm. And I'll make a little flap on that so that it lays down behind him a little bit. And then I have to design some ties or something that'll go behind the wheelchair and pull it up away from the wheels so that it doesn't get all yucky. So this is I'm trying to work on this. And so I wanted to make, again, I like bright and colorful things for him. So I got Karen's Chunky Cakes. And again, it's a rainbow. This one's called Rainbow Jellies. And this is a size 6, super bulky. And it's machine washable and dryable, which will be really good for him for coats. And I may have enough to make him 2. And if I do, then I can change them out. So if it does get a little yucky. This is suggests 8mm hooks or a size L or 11, and then the same size for knitting needles. It is 100% acrylic. It comes as 297 yards. I know that doesn't sound like a whole lot, but it is when you're talking about a super bulky. And so I am only maybe a third of the way through my first cake, and this is what I have so far. And what I'm doing is I did several rounds of just double crochet modern granny, and then if you can see in the green, I did 2 rows of single crochet going the opposite direction, because if you work in the round on a blanket and you don't, it will slowly be turning. If you're right-handed, it will be turning counterclockwise. If you're left-handed, it will be turning clockwise. It's just the nature of crochet and the stitches that you do. So to avoid that, you turn your work every 3 or 4 rows. You turn your work and you work backwards. So I did 2 rows of single crochet, so it kind of appears, at least color block wise, it appears like it's a double crochet row. So I did 2 that way, and now I'm going to be going back the other way, but I want to measure up against him to see where I need to put the armholes in. So I can't work on any more of that today until after I do that. But I love the orange and the yellows and the greens and the purple, pinks and blue. It's going to be just fabulous and fun. And I was thinking about maybe a white color, but I don't know. I might have enough to do if I do 2 of them. If I do the collar, I might have enough to do the color in the color, but we'll see. So that's all I have to really share with you today. Hope you have a great day. Thank you for joining me. If you like the video, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up, please. I would really love the thumbs up. Have a great day. Stay safe. And if you have yarn, be creative.